have at least one parent that doesn't match their own species are all rabbits. That doesn't seem like it can be a coincidence. In a world full of aardvarks, monkeys, bulldogs, and all other kinds of animal species, it just so happens that the kids who have parents of different species all are predominantly rabbits? When you see a pattern like that, it's the kind of thing that raises questions and demands answers. The first question I had is whether there might be some particular quirk of rabbit biology that might allow them to breed across species. It's not unheard of for there to be genetic hybrids, after all. For instance, you may have heard of mules. Well, they're the offspring of a horse and a donkey. There's also many varieties of zebroids, which result in crossbreeding zebras with other species. You know what you get when you cross a zebra and a horse? A zorse. What do you get when you cross a zebra and a donkey? A zonkey. And those aren't jokes, those are actual real animals that can be created via crossbreeding. We assumed that Molly, James, Emily, and Carl were all rabbits based on their distinctive rabbit-like features, but could it be that they're the result of some kind of crossbreeding? Well, the science doesn't seem to support it. Rabbits aren't genetically similar enough to dogs, monkeys, or aardvarks to crossbreed with them. You could argue that the Arthur universe has different rules here. After all the animals are genetically similar enough to walk upright on 2 feet and speak to each other in English, but even if that were the case, it still doesn't explain why it's only rabbits that we see as the children in these interspecies relationships. However, there may indeed be a biological explanation for why it's always rabbits who seem to be raised by non-rabbit parents, and it gets into some territory that has some pretty troubling implications for the wider Arthur universe. One thing that we've been doing this whole time is operating under the assumption that all of these rabbit kids are the biological children of the parents that they live with. But as we all know, the real world is full of plenty of examples where parents and children aren't related by blood. Obviously, adoption exists, and there are plenty of kids with divorced parents living with their step-parents. In short, the way I see it, there are 2 key possibilities potentially causing this trend. 1, divorce is more common in rabbit couples, or 2, rabbit children are getting put up for adoption more frequently. So let's start with possibility 1, divorce being common in rabbit couples. You see, this theory already seems plausible considering that divorce exists in Arthur's world. Buster Baxter has parents who are separated, also a rabbit couple. And there's a real-world explanation for this. You see, real-world rabbits don't tend to mate with only one partner for their entire lifetime. They're not monogamous. You could say that they are hopping from partner to partner, which, you know, could produce some strain on a relationship when Bitsy Baxter over there is finding her husband Bo in the burrow with another woman. Except there's a problem with all this. Rabbits aren't